Hey girls and boys, it's Mr. McAndrew, the math coach. You know who I am, I know who you are, and let's get this party started. Okay, so we've been talking about properties of multiplication. We talked about the commutative property, right? Like if 3 times 7 is 21, then 7 times 3 is also 21, right? If 1 million times 5 is 5 million, then 5 times 1 million is 5 million. Okay. And then we did the distributive property, which is, you don't probably quite understand yet why, but I'm telling you, if you believe me about anything, it's going to be super important to understand the distributive property, okay? So today we're going to get into what's called the associative property, which basically means this. Let me zoom out. You ready? 1, 2, 3, abracadabra. Bam. Love doing that. Okay. If you have, let's say you have 3 numbers, or 4, or 5, it doesn't matter, that you are multiplying. It does not matter in what order you multiply them. So you could do 5 times 3 times 2, and you're going to get the same answer as 2 times 3 times 5. Or 5 times 2 times 3, or 3 times 5 times 2, or any variation of that, you're always going to get the same answer. But like with the commutative property, it doesn't mean it's always going to look the same. So you'll notice that 2 of these numbers are underlined, okay? So I'm going to show you how I think about the associative property, all right? And then I want you to try and do what I did. So I'm going to give you an example. 5 times 3 times 2. So first I'm going to do 5 times 3. So that tells me on this grid paper that would be 5 rows of 3. So I'm going to do it off to the side because I'm going to have to do it twice. Okay. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. That gives me 5 rows of 3, right? 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I know that this should be 15, right? 5, 10, 15. Okay. So 5 times 3 is 15. So now what we're trying to figure out is 15 times 2. So we have to do it twice. So I'm going to draw this rectangle again. 5 times 3. Okay, so 15 2 times should give me, I think it's 30. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yes, it does work. Okay, so that's 30. So this is a visual of what 5 times 3 times 2 would look like. Right now on the next page, I've got the same problem, okay, but I've just underlined different numbers. I underlined the 3 and the 2 instead of the 5 and the 3. Okay, that means I'm going to do this first. And you're going to see it doesn't make a difference in terms of the product we get. It does make a difference in terms of what it looks like, though, okay? All right, so 3 rows of 2. So I'll do 1, 2, 3 rows of 2. All right, we all know that's 6. Okay, so I've done 6, but I have to do it 5 times. Because it doesn't say, it says 3 times 2, and there's a times 5 over here. So it's 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, okay, 5 times. So I've done 3 times 2, 5 times. Here's 3 times 2, which is 6, 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so does anybody know what 6 times 5 is? 6 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So that would be 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. And guess what? That's what we got over here as well. We got 30. Okay, so 2 different ways of looking at it, we multiplied them in a different order, but we still got 30. Okay, let's try one more. This time, the 5 and the 2 are underlined. Okay, so I'm going to do that first. I'm going to do 5 rows of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows of 2. Okay, and I know that 5 times 2 is 10. 5, 10. But I have to do it 3 more times. I have to do 5 times 2, and now I'm going to multiply that by 3. So I'm going to do 10 once. I'm going to do 5 times 2 again and get 10. And I'm going to do 5 times 2 again and get 10. Well, guess what? What's 10 plus 10 plus 10? 30. 10, 20, 30. Okay? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I multiply them. It just doesn't. Okay? If I had done 2 rows of 3 and gotten 6, I'd have to do that 5 more times. I'd end up with 30 again. Okay? All right. So what I want you to do, in your math packet, you have a problem that looks basically exactly the same as the one that I just did. Okay, so it says, just like Mr. McAndrew does in the video, multiply all 3 numbers. Multiply the 2 underlined numbers first and make a rectangle. Then draw the same number of rectangles as your 3rd number. Watch the video again for help if you need it. So I'm going to get you started. You're going to start with 3 times 4. That's 3, let's do it down here. 3 rows of 4. Okay, so this is 3 times 4, which equals 12. And you have to do that twice. So you've already done it once, you have to do it another time. And then see what you get. Okay, and then there's another one here. And there's another one here. There's different digits that are underlined each time. Okay? So you want to do that, and then when you're done with that, I'm going to let you choose. Okay, I put in 2 games. I want you to choose one of them. If you want to do both games, then great. But I'm going to ask that you just choose at least one of them. So you can either do over and under. Okay, I gave you the recording sheet. You already have the game sheet from Monday. And I also gave you roll and split, okay, which you can use. You just need your dice. You can use it on here, or you can use it on the computer. Go back to Tuesday, and you can click on that website. And here's your recording sheet. Okay, so do one of those games. If you want to do both, then that's great, but you don't have to. Okay? All right, boys and girls, you're doing great. Keep it up, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye-bye.